good.
And then 32 could be 16 and 2.
Okay.
And circle 2.
Mm-hmm.
And 16 can be 8 and 2.
You're all about the twos. I like it.
And then 8 can be 4 and 2.
Okay.
And then 4 can be 2 and 2. And that's it.
Okay. So should I circle these other twos as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So Cora, now looking at these prime numbers that you noted before, how could I use an expression using powers and exponents with these twos to make 64 or to bring me back to 64?
Maybe because at the very bottom it is 2 and 2, and there's 2, so maybe 2 to the power 6.
Very good. Nice work. Yeah. So which is the same as, right, this. 4, 5, 6. Nice. Cool. So if we wanted to check our answer, what would we do with these twos or these twos?
Well, you would just get the first 2 twos, and 2 times 2 is 4.
Mm-hmm.
Get the next 2, 4 times 2 is 8, and so on.
Good. Excellent, Cora. Okay, how would you self-assess yourself with that kind of stuff? Regarding factor trees, being able to identify factors and then organize them and express them using powers and exponents to check your answer or express it in a different way.
I think with that one, maybe a 4.
Okay. So you feel like you could teach it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Excellent. Let's move on to the next one. We are going to do, fractions, finding the simplest form and equivalent fractions. So let's do, all right, what would be the simplest form of this fraction?
Well, I think 12 times 3 is that, so 1/3.
Very good. Okay, let's clear that. What would be an equivalent fraction to 8 over 64? And you can also just find the simplest form because that would also be an equivalent fraction, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe, 8 times 8 is 64.
Mm-hmm.
So then, 1/8.
Yeah. And would that also be the simplest form?
Yeah.
Good. So how would you assess yourself on those last two problems? Okay. Sounds good. So you feel like you've got it, but maybe not quite as smooth as the one previously? Okay. All right. Our next problem, Cora, is going to be fractions and turning them into decimals. So we'll start with this. what would that look like as a decimal?
Okay. It would be 0 and then a decimal point and 4, I think.
4? Like that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how would you, so say this number out loud.
2,500.
Okay, so how would that look?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then it would be still the 0 and the decimal point and then 25.
Good. Okay, nice. So now we are going to try something a little trickier, or maybe it won't be trickier. What would this look like as a decimal point or a decimal? Kind of think about where your brain was going before.
Okay. Maybe 0 and then decimal point and then well, if it was a 4 there, then it'd be 4 tenths.
Yeah. Yeah, so our bottom is a 4 now and not a 100. So we have a couple routes we can take. Remember, we can think about this as a quarter of a whole. So if we have a whole of something, how much would a quarter be? And then think in our brain back to money, what would be a quarter of a dollar?
25.
Good. Yeah. Nice, Cora. So yeah, that one's a little trickier because you kind of have to reconceptualize, but just remember fractions, the link between fractions and decimals, it helps a lot to think about money. Yeah. And you can always go like, okay, well, I want to represent this as 100th. Well, how do I get 4 to be 100? What do I need to multiply 4 by to get to 100? Think of 4 quarters.
25.
Yeah, so that would be times 25. And then on the top, I would do the same thing, so I'd multiply by
25.
Good. So now what's my new fraction?
25 over 100.
Good, which is the same. Yeah. Good. Nice, Cora. So thinking about kind of those two problems together, how would you rate yourself on that stuff?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe a 2 or a 3.
Okay, like between a 2 and a 3? Sure. All right, Cora, your last problem is a long division problem. 529 divided by 12. Give you a minute to work it out, and then you walk me through it.
So I did 12 times 5.
Okay.
That was 60. And so I went 1 down. So 12 times 4, and that was 48.
Okay.
So above the 2 is 4.
Where should I put the 4?
Above the 2.
Very good.
And then, 4 times 12 is 48.
Okay.
So that, and then minus that is 4.
Okay.
Drop the 9. And closest you can get is still 12 times 4. And so then you subtract 48
Cool, Cora. And if you were to check this, how would you do it?
Probably a 4.
Well, your self-assessment for sure. Okay, so you would think you're right around 4 range. What if you were to check your answer though? What would you say?
Oh, okay. Well, you would have to multiply 44 by 12, and then the answer you would add the remainder.
Okay, excellent. Good. And so thinking, as you previously said, thinking about this problem, and then also taking into consideration past homework assignments or assessments with long division, you would rate yourself a 4?
Or then maybe a 3 if it's past them too.
Okay. Cool. Do you feel like this is easier now than it was before? Cool. Awesome. Great, Cora. Well,